everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I've been tagged in top 10 singular movies. And this tag is basically, you have to choose 10 of your favorite films that have not got a sequel or any remakes. So I found this really hard to do. Thanks Andrew for tagging me. I really appreciate it. I do have some sort of horror and a couple that aren't horror because, a lot of my favorite films really are not horror as well. I do watch all types of movies. We'll get into the first one here. Is Up. My favorite, probably one of my favorite animated movies. It's a great film, really heartwarming, a lot of fun. It's great too if you have children. I can't wait to show my little boy this movie when he's a bit older. This next one is an Australian masterpiece, The Castle. I don't know if any people, any people not from Australia know this movie. It's an Aussie classic. Me and my friends, it used to be almost a ritual. We'd get drunk and this would always end up being on at some point during the night. If you haven't seen this, I highly recommend it. You might not get some of the comedy and stuff, but I could just watch this any day of the week. And finally, The Shawshank Redemption. This movie's, pretty much a masterpiece. Probably one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. I don't know. I'm sure everyone's seen this movie, but if you haven't, check it out. Next is sort of horror movies. This first one, I don't know if people might not classify it as horror, but whatever. Clockwork Orange. I know Stanley Kubrick just does awesome films. He's a great director in my opinion. I was going to put The Shining on this list, but it has Stephen King's TV adaptation, so I didn't really want to put that on here. But Clockwork Orange, amazing story, amazing characters, just a fun film. Mentioned this a few times on my channel, but Cradle of Fear, awesome British horror anthology. I think it was made back in either the late 90s or the early 2000s, but if you haven't seen this, I highly recommend it. One that I always find myself coming back to, Wes Craven's The People Under the Stairs. When I first watched this, I didn't really care for it, but I watched it a second time and really liked it, and it's pretty much a yearly watch. Just an awesome movie. I copied you, Andrew, The Burning. One of my favourite standalone slashers, really. I'm really surprised this didn't get a sequel, because I think Cropsey is an awesome slasher character. And everything in this movie is great. The effects by Tom Savini. Next one, zombie movie, Train to Busan. I think they're going to do it an English remake of this. I don't know why. I think this is just perfect. Probably my favourite zombie film of all time. It does have subtitles if you're not into that, but it doesn't really bother me. One I always find myself coming back to, Drag Me to Hell. Fun movie. Sam Raimi, awesome director. Big fan of obviously the Evil Dead trilogy and all these other movies, but Drag Me to Hell hasn't got a sequel that I know of, I don't think. But that's awesome. And one that I watch multiple times a year, Peter Jackson's Dead Alive. There's not much I can say about this movie. It's just, I don't know, you can pop it on at any time with any sort of person. It's going to catch their attention if they watch horror or not. Funny, gory, and I've heard these are getting a 4K re-release, so I'm pretty keen to get this and Bad Taste as well on 4K if that eventually happens. But I'm leaving this tag open to anybody who wants to do it. It's pretty fun, very hard. I haven't seen, I'm still pretty new to a lot of, horror movies and stuff like that in general. So it was hard looking at my shelves and going, what can I pick that isn't, that hasn't got multiple sequels, especially in horror. It's pretty rare that horror movies don't have some sort of crappy sequel or good sequel, depending on the franchise. But yeah, I'll leave this open to anyone that wants to do it. Again, Andrew, thanks for the tag, mate. I appreciate it. I like doing these videos. And yeah, thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.